ayahuasca is not for everybody.
Yeah, fuck.
I mean, what do you know about ayahuasca?
All I know
Tell me everything you know about ayahuasca, and then I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, I know that the DMT, which is just about the scariest descriptions of DMT trips, are like the scariest thing I've ever heard. Or that they get DMT from ayahuasca.
DMT's the chemical that your brain makes mostly when you're born and when you die, before you die.
That I didn't know.
Oh.
But yeah, they call it the spirit molecule. It's supposed to. But anyway, it scares the shit out of me when I read about it. I think if someone slipped me DMT, I would be mentally destroyed.
It is the fucking spirit molecule. It is.
And ayahuasca lasts like 6 to 8 hours too. I think, right?
I might still be high right now.
Jeez.
Did you do it 3 times?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll tell you what happened. So Denzolo says, he's helping me with all these like yoga, like all these health things, and then he recommends ayahuasca to me, and I say, he's like, this will open you up to like so many things, and I say, why would this guy who's looking out for my well-being recommend something so crazy? And then you look into it, there's nothing in it that makes it addictive.
No, of course it's not.
There's no one that's addicted to it. There's no one besides puking and shitting and diarrhea and all this shit. There's no like side effect, like long-term side effects. You don't lose brain cells. It's not like acid. It's not any of these things. And I said, look, man, you're recommending that I do the most powerful hallucinogen on the planet without without doing anything. So we did the mushrooms. The mushrooms ended up being the best night of my life. I laughed uncontrollably for 6 hours with my friends, and it was just, I didn't think that. I thought mushrooms, you trip out and you go into like all this weird shit. It was just a fucking nonstop. Like, I was tripping, and like some voice was telling me all these jokes, and I was just laughing, and everything was funny, and it was just the best night of my life. And so I go, all right. There's all this like crazy guerrilla fucking drug war shit, all this stuff happening in Colombia. It's dangerous, and this drug sounds dangerous.
Wait, sorry, Dave. Has he used them before?
No, he's never done it either.
But he did DMT. DMT is like
but this is a whole other thing.
No, I know, but
it's like doing mushrooms and doing like there's the natural okay, so all right.
But
so,
DMT is more intense though. I mean, it's more intense.
I'll tell you what happened. So this writer, this New York writer who's fucking awesome, Daniel Pinchback, who wrote like 2 books on this, and he put together this retreat in Colombia which would only take 30 people, and I procrastinated. I waited till the very last minute. I kept thinking of ways to get out of it, but something just called me to it, and I even told Denzel, I'm like, the website is called Reality Sandwiches, all like hippie shit on it. I'm like, Denzel, what are the chances that like the 30 people that are going to be there are going to be like the people I hate the most in life? He's like, come on, Dave, like you can't keep thinking of everything in life in that kind of like negative way, And I said, this is your thing, like it's like Baccarat. When you're playing Baccarat, like what you do doesn't affect anyone else. Like
right. This
is your journey. Like I go, oh man, and I'm already thinking of all the kind of people that this would attract,
Can I just say something, because it already you've passed it chronologically. When you left on this trip, when I was saying goodbye, I just caught it in your face as I was leaving,
right.
And like then I was thinking about it all the way home. I just you looked. I've never, of all the times we've traveled together, you've never been nervous before any trip. The look on your face, just as the last like thing as I was leaving, you looked really, really nervous.
I wasn't nervous. I was scared shitless.
Yeah.
I was like thinking about all the adventures I've been on with Harry. I'm thinking of all the wars and dangerous places I've went with, like not a care in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the
fact that what I had read about ayahuasca, it just like I was thinking of ways out of it. I was like, I need, I'm like, okay, I'll try anything once. I'm down for it. But I just like, I didn't want to do it. But something like really forced me to do it. And so I was there, and same thing there. It was 14-hour arduous, like long fucking flight, layover. The first guy to meet me is actually the first. I was the first one off the plane in Santa Marta, Colombia. That's where it happened. And that area is beautiful. There's beaches that go right into the rainforest, right next to like snow-capped mountains. Like it's like the craziest shit ever. And I look at the list, and it's like the Hoffman process all over again. It's like all men and like 6 girls. It's like 20 dudes and like 6 girls. And then so on our flight there was one girl. I'm like, oh, it's like, oh, maybe she's hot. and then it's just, I don't want it to sound like I'm just like, oh, Harry said something amazing the other day. He said, Asian girls are the black men of girls.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Asian guys are the black girls of guys.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that means, then I'm not going to explain it. But basically, the girl that gets off the plane is like a 50-year-old social worker who's just, she's a very angry black woman.
Oh, I love
and she didn't even know. Well, I didn't know either, because in the description it says the plant ceremony.
Yeah.
So it doesn't say ayahuasca, because it's actually legal in all these countries.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So she's like, oh, so she's the first one, and she's just like angry, and I'm like, fuck. The second
You said
guy-
she's a social worker?
Yeah.
And, that's
For
perfect. An angry black middle-aged social worker.
For like 30,
That's like a classic character.
for like 30.
That's a movie character.
Well,
Yeah.
she's the only one that left after the first time.
Oh, really?
She didn't. She had a real crazy like angry energy. Like it was bad. Like she didn't trust any of the white people, and it was.
I've met women like her before. I love them.
But the second guy I see is Napoleon Dynamite mixed with David Koresh. And he's like strumming on this like weird looking guitar, and like I don't even say hi to him. Denzelo's like, oh, what is that? He's like, oh, this is my 10-string sitar that I got while skiing down an active volcano in Peru.
That's your worst nightmare. That's exactly what you were afraid of.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And Denzelo turns around and takes one look at me. He's like, he's already knows I'm joking. And I told Denzelo telepathically, I hate everyone that's here right now. I hate all these fucking people. It's like, and I'm sitting there like, hate is always when you hate somebody. Like when Yoshi tells me how much he hates me, it's just like all the things you hate about yourself.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm sitting there going,
works,
how come I keep? And like Harry keeps making fun of me. The more wealthier I get, that all my problems are just rich white people problems. But it's like I'm sitting here going, all these things that I do, the Hoffman process, going on these things. I'm always the only Asian one there. They're always like. I'm just doing all these things that only rich white people do.
Well, what about the black woman? Was there any other?
No, she was well, here's the other thing. There was one Korean girl there named Young from Texas.
Oh, wow.
And, she had that, like, nasally... She was nice. She was a sweet girl, but she was, like... She had, like, a nasally kind of voice, and then she also had, like, a fobby Korean accent mixed with a Texas accent, and I was like... Oh man, she's gonna try to bond with me. Fuck.
What was her name? Young?
Yeah.
And was she young?
She was older. I mean, everyone was a little bit older.
Gotcha.
And there was a couple of young guys, but basically, we're in the rainforest now. And this guy Eos, who looks exactly like Robert Duvall, like beautiful, like thatched huts, like in the it's like rustic is the best way to put it. It's not like. So we're here, and Daniel's there, and
Wait, so it was all white people, and then you and Young,
And the black lady.
and the black lady,
but she left.
but she left. Yeah.
And these huts are like in the forest or on the beach or where?
They're in the jungle, and then you can walk like 10 feet into the beach.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like beautiful. But like it's still the jungle, so like non-stop. Like look at my legs. Like,
Yeah, fucking
it's like non-stop
tropical
insects.
shit. Really. God.
Like
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
it's like all over me.
That's like from
that's
India.
a
They'll
They'll just, if you sit at one spot for too long, they just devour you.
and they're not afraid of you. They think you're a pussy. It's terrible. Seriously, the insects in the tropics, like they walk slowly and they look at you while they're doing it. But anyway, I'm not even joking. I'm not even
Oh, do that again. do make that face again.
No, I can't do that. Okay, go on. We got a lot of important information
Yeah.
coming out.
So we're sitting, and everyone says their intention, like before we did the mushrooms, like you say what you want to get out of this experience, and it could be, it's like literally like all these people came to Fantasy Island and tattoo.
The plane.
Like, what is your fantasy? Like, and you know, everyone there is like a little bit hippie-ish, so it's like, I mean, there was these 3 like swashbuckling like Swedish guys that were like, they all look like they came off the set of Pirates of the Caribbean, and they were just high the entire time. They had like every kind of powder, and he's like, but the best is when I did 3 hits of acid and DMT and ayahuasca and heroin in the same day. He's like, that was a good one. And so
Wait, they were high? You mean not from the ayahuasca? They were taking other
they
stuff?
were just taking shit the entire time. Like, they were just,
Wow.
hey Bobby,
Did they bring this stuff with them, or was it like?
don't make so much noise. All the yeah, they just brought all the shit with them.
Thanks, Bobby.
It's like when Yoshi came with his McDonald's.
All right, whatever. So
Yeah.
anyways, can you just get rid of the plastic bag? Just get rid of the plastic bag.
But before you get rid of it, bunch it up and do a real small thing and make sure.
Dave, sorry, I really didn't see you a whole lot before you left. But what was Denzolo's reason? Like, was it to help you become happier?
I'm gonna help Denzolo after this trip to complete his life's mission. He has all the makings of becoming a great shaman and spiritual leader. Like, he's let me just so we're all in the jungle on the beach in this like hut, and they brought down 3 shamans, Kogis, Kogi. They're the native people of Colombia. There's like less than, I don't know, there's not that many left. So the 3 guys that came down were shamans. And to become a shaman in the Kogi culture, you're chosen at around age 4 or 5 for this. It's a great like thing to be. Well, I don't know if that's even true. They pick, when you're around them, they're like very little and they dress all in white and they have really pointy hats.
All the Koji or just the shamans?
Just, well, I don't know, maybe just the shamans.
Wait, that sounds like KKK or something.
No, black chick wanted to leave. Like,
yeah, that's right.
No wonder that black lady left.
They're really,
Because of the KKK outfit.
they're really brown, and they have and the hats represent the snow-capped mountains because that's where they live, and it's really
Not
like,
to a black person.
yeah. But they so when they're 5 years old, they get put in a dark cave and they spend 9 years there.
Huh?
And,
Jesus.
yeah.
That's like Ramana Maharshi.
And for 9 years, they have 1 meal a day, and they're only allowed to sleep 3 to 4 hours a day, and the rest of the time the other elders are with them, teaching them about women, teaching them about life, teaching them just teaching them all their information, and then the rest of the time just in a state of insane meditation.
Yeah.
And I went home that night and I was like,
That's like Buddhist shit.
I was like, this is like if this was like Crocodile Dundee and I brought one of these guys back to America, like what they would say to a therapist, like how much abuse that is to a child or whatever.
Right.
And then it just,
Did they look well adjusted?
I
don't know.
What is that? That's a totally inappropriate. That's term.
Yoshi, when you're around these people, they're resonating on another universe. They don't use that many words, and they like. I thought about it in hindsight. Like, we know fucking nothing. These guys know everything. They know fucking everything. Okay, they know every fucking thing in the, like, I was in jail for 3 months, and like in that time, just to be in a room with nothing else, like you start coming in tune with your body and like breathing, and you start sensing things, and you start like, for 9 fucking years in a dark room, and they do that. I go, why they do that? They go, so that they don't count on their eyes, their nose, their ears, and they become like telepathic almost. They become mind scanners, and they become completely in tune with their entire body, how their body reacts. That 1 meal a day is probably like 2 bananas, and like and they know fucking.
That's awesome.
They know everything, yeah. And
I would have
like,
rather done that than go to Jewish school.
and they become mind scanners, you know. And like, I was just sitting there, and I was like, we don't know shit, dude. These guys fucking know everything, and like everything we do for information, like. like read
Googling
books.
shit.
Yeah, Googling, read books, I don't know what I want to do with my life. Like I don't have the answers or whatever.
Right.
Everything is inside us. Every fucking thing in the world, all the information, everything we want to know is inside us. But like